What's up, guys? Music City Driver, otherwise known as Chris. If you've watched me before, you already know those things, but for anybody who's joining us new here, I wanted to welcome you to my channel. I've been doing some live streams lately. I'm going to get back to doing some regular recorded videos. I just happened to be out tonight and wanted to present a question to those of you who drive for Uber and Lyft. Sorry if the picture quality is not the greatest. I am driving home. I'm on the interstate. I may cut in and out a little because of the internet quality coming through some of the areas where I go home, because it's kind of in the boonies a little bit. But I wanted to ask how long you guys stay out if you are driving before you give up and go home and rest. And the reason I ask that is because the last few nights have been incredibly slow. Usually the week after a holiday, it kind of does that. And I feel like because of New Year's, there's a lot of passengers who are not taking rides because they spent a whole bunch of money probably on New Year's Eve. A, getting a ride to and from, and B, on liquor, alcohol consumption. So, and probably eating out and all kinds of stuff. So, I feel like that's why this is a light week. Plus, I feel like there's not as many visitors in town. I mean, there's people here for business. I had quite a few people for business, actually. But when I started about 5 o'clock this afternoon, I got out in my vehicle a little bit sooner than that, but I had to go get some gas and was going to go run an errand real quick. And then I got an Uber XL request, and it actually went to the airport, and it took me almost an hour to get there, even though I went the back ways, because right after I got off of work, it was just horrible traffic. So it took me like 51 minutes from the time I pulled up, started the thing, because I always start my trip when the people come out and I identify them and they've got luggage with them and I know they're going to the airport. I always start my trip because I'm going to be back in the back loading their luggage into the back of the vehicle. So I'm getting paid for that time. I'm sorry, but I'm going to get paid for loading their luggage into the vehicle. So we got caught by a train, which was unavoidable, unfortunately, because I didn't see it until I come over the hill where I could have turned. And I'm probably not going to be able to do a long video because my phone is getting warm. Strange. I've heard about this issue, but anyway. So I made like $38. What's up, everybody? Sorry about that. That was very odd. So it looks like I froze up because I guess my phone was getting hot. I'd unplugged the charger because I read of an issue with the Pixel 3, which is really disappointing, that if you have your phone charging while you're running the camera, any video, that it will do that. But anyway, so I unplugged the charging for now. I'm just not going to be able to take very long to do this. So anyway, I made $28 off that trip, and they gave me a $10 plus tip on that. I helped them load the luggage, helped them, and there was actually 5 people, I guess. So there's 5 people and luggage, and of course I was able to fit it easily. This Yukon's pretty big. The cargo area in the back is relatively big, even with the third row seat up. That's why I kind of like this one better than the Highlander, but I like the Highlander more because it's just nicer handling and smoother riding and stuff. But so after that, I went up into town, and I got a couple of Postmates requests here and there, but they were not worth it. They were like, I'd have to drive across town and then drive 1 mile away, and I'm just not doing that. I'm going to get into strategies about Postmates in a later video, I think, because I'm not a primarily delivery driver. I use it to fill in the gaps when it's slow, like tonight. But I just feel like it's really super dead right now, and there's not a lot of, I think there's a lot of drivers that signed up on the holidays, and yes, I do promote my referral codes for Uber and Lyft, and I know people yell, oh yeah, all you're doing is shooting yourself in the foot, you're recruiting more drivers, and it's making you earn less money, and I mean, the turnover rate is pretty horrendous for rideshare drivers. I think there was a study of some sort done that said 3% of Uber drivers who sign up are there for a year. So if you do the math on that, of course I can't do the math on that because I don't know how many people sign up, etc., etc. But I will promote my my code because you can make some money off of it. I mean, and I don't drive the same, I don't usually do Uber X a lot. I do in the wintertime when it's slower because there's less XL rides, etc. But, you got to find ways to market yourself, and you've got to find different income streams, which is what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to diversify my income streams and have multiple income streams from this so that I don't have to drive all the time and be away from home all the time, not being able to help my wife at home and with the kids and all that stuff. So, at what point, the question stands, at what point do you guys go home? Because I started at 5, and like I said, I got one XL ride that paid me $38. So then about 7:15-ish is when I called it. I got the one ride, I finished it about 6 o'clock, and I sat around for about an hour and 15 minutes. I didn't drive into town specifically to drive tonight. That's a difference, in my opinion. That makes a difference. If I drive from home 40 miles roughly, into town, I'm not going to sit there for an hour if I don't get a ride and then turn around and go home. But the reason I asked this question is there's a bunch of Facebook groups out there, which some of them I'm not a part of because they kicked me off because I was too critical of them, I guess. Oh well. And there are people who were sitting around for 5 to 7 hours without a ride, and they're still sitting there. And I don't get that. If you don't get a ride in 5 to 7 hours, it's dead. Well, there's several things, I guess. Could be dead as a doornail. Nobody's requesting rides. B, too many drivers. It's dead. Or C, you're doing something wrong and you're in the wrong spot. You got to move around. You got to adjust. You got to, use your passenger app. Look at your passenger app. If you are in a group of 8 cars crammed in one little